Hi everyone, this is your daily tarot reading for Tuesday, the 24th of July. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Game of Thrones Tarot for this reading. The Game of Thrones Tarot has quickly become one of my favorite decks. I really like it. It adds a whole different kind of mythology to the tarot. So let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of today and what the energy is about. We have the Six of Cups, the Chariot, and Judgment. Oh, that is so great, because the Judgment card usually is a giant trumpet coming from the sky, the universe, and you can see these corpses coming out of their coffins because they're being called back to life. In this case, I don't know if you've ever seen the show, but the Night King has the power to just raise his arms and he raises the dead and reanimates them so that they then walk around. So that's a really nice literal way that the mythology of Game of Thrones fits in with the tarot here. I really like that. Okay, so let's see what this means overall for you today. The Six of Cups is really about soulmates connecting. Usually it's a card where you see two young people sharing, giving each other flowers. And here we've got Sansa and Jon. They're sharing some ale after a long absence, and it's really coming home to family. It's really feeling a sense of belonging, feeling like not everything has to be explained or said. Just by being in each other's presence and knowing each other is enough. You know, it's like blood, you know, your family. It doesn't matter what other people say. There's always going to be that fundamental emotional link to that other person. So the Six of Cups immediately says that you are in a good place emotionally, because you can't reach out to other people if you're completely self-absorbed and having a crisis, having a panic attack. You wouldn't be able to sit here calmly and share some ale with someone you really care about. So it's a wonderful day to, first of all, just enjoy the peace you have within you on an emotional level, because we don't always have peace. Some days can be extremely turbulent in terms of our emotions. So when things are nice and quiet and you feel positive about your life, that's something to be grateful for in itself. So the Six of Cups says you feel good. You're not just stuck in your own head. You're in touch with your heart. You're giving, you're generous, you're trusting, you're around someone you love. There are people who love you in the world, remember that. Even if you're alone today, if you're on a business trip and you've left the family in Chicago and you're in LA for the day, just because you have meetings and you won't get to see the family until tomorrow, it doesn't matter. That link is always there, whether you're physically present or not. So just remember that you're loved. And that in itself can be so productive, because not only productive, it can be miraculous. When you feel loved, the whole world is your oyster. Love is the universe. God, the creator, whatever you want to call it, is love. So when you feel love, that's when you're really at your holiest. When you're in love, when you're loving other people, that's when you touch God. Now, whenever you start something new, whatever energy you started with is what's going to come out. So let's say you start a business, and you start this business with a sense of fear. The reason you're starting the business is because you're afraid that you're going to lose everything, and you're taking the money from your ex-partner, and to spite your ex-partner, you're really going to immediately take the money and spend it on a shop so that the ex-partner can't access it, and you're doing it out of spite and fear, and that's the foundation of your new business. That business is always going to be problematic and have difficulties because of the way it was born, so to speak. It came out of negativity. So it's inherently negative and it will inherently be negative. Of course, there are exceptions. Some of these things can sometimes miraculously work. Maybe if it turns out that, oh, even though I started this out of spite, I really enjoy this job and it's turned into something wonderful, then it would be successful, but it would be rare. Okay. The reason I'm saying this is because when you start something, a relationship, a business, a friendship, a move, when you start it with this kind of emotional state and you come from a place of love and giving and you say, what can I do today to really become closer and to be more authentic and to bring more authenticity into my life? When you start from that platform, you get to the chariot, which is victory, success, and triumph. So acting from love is always going to create more love. Acting from selflessness and care and giving and sharing is going to create a business or a relationship that inherently embodies those qualities and those values. It's what you put in, you get out. And the great thing about today is that you're being called by the universe. I know it looks scary, but usually it's an angel with a trumpet, and it's not a judgment as such. It's a judgment in the sense that the universe recognizes that you're on the wrong path. You're asleep. You're not living the life you're meant to live. And today you get this big call to rise up and to live your true life and to live something that makes you feel passionate and empowered and strong and like this day is precious. Not like, oh, I've been in this job 10 years, I hate it, but it's routine and I can do it in my sleep. So today is just another one of those days, like it was another day 5 years ago and another day that in 5 years from now. That is no way to live. And what the cards are saying is that you're in a good emotional place, you come from love. If you plan anything today, to put something into action, relationship-wise, business-wise, money-wise, health-wise, in any area of your life, you will be successful because you come from such a great place of love. And the other reason you're going to be successful, notice that the chariot is in the center of this reading. So the central fundamental theme today is triumph, victory, and success. And the other reason you're going to be so successful is because you have the creator, the universe, whispering in your ear saying, come back to life. Start doing what you're really meant to be doing, what you care about, what you feel is valuable, and do that. Face the fear and fight for your happiness. In a sense, you can't fight for peace. You can't fight for happiness. It's a contradiction in terms. Because you're happy already, you expand. You're like a balloon and you blow up and you become even happier because of this foundation that you're starting from. And you'll be guided every step of the way. Make sure that you close your eyes for a second and just say, universe, I know you're there. I'm here. My ears are open. If you've got anything to share with me, I'm listening. I'm wide awake. Whatever you want me to hear, I'm ready. I'm willing, able, and ready. So listen to what comes in. Enjoy this wonderful feeling of contentment, and then apply yourself to whatever you want, and you're guaranteed to have a victorious and successful day. It's also a day where you really discover what really authentically means something to you. Does this man mean something to you, or is he just another man who you have a drink with? Is this job a job that you really absolutely adore and love, or is it something that is just secure and that served its purpose, and you've learned everything you could learn from it, and you're just stuck. So it's about insight, not being afraid, but feeling good and being able to look over things in a calm way and saying, I love myself, I love my life. And that is the magic of today, really. And that's why you're successful, because you're inherently in the flow of love. And when you're in that flow, everything works perfectly. And that's the space we all try to get to all the time, so that our life does work and that we're guided. Number-wise, we've got 20 and 7 is 27 and 6 is 33. 33 is a master number as far as I'm concerned, and it's the master number of the ascended masters, the angels, your guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors, anyone who works with you on a spiritual level, and you can see that. Your guides may not look like the Night King, maybe a little bit prettier, but the point is the same. Your guides, the muses, are whispering in your ear all day today to tell you what it is you truly love and what you ought to pursue. So you're surrounded by loving energy and loving beings, loving higher beings who want you to succeed and who want you to triumph in life. So those kind of people are nice to have around. They're certainly better than people who are jealous of you or people who like to see you fail. There's a line in Game of Thrones, actually. Varys says to Littlefinger, everyone enjoys seeing their friends fail now and then. And that's not a friendship. That's something, that's a competitive, adversarial relationship. And it's important that you listen to yourself and the positive voices of the universe rather than any negativity, which I really don't think is going to even be an issue today because you're in such a good place. Have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via the website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading, or if you're on the front page, you can also just click on the book your reading button. It will take you to the readings page. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Someone mentioned on in one of the comments that let's all share this video and get Gregory to 100,000 subscribers. That would be so great. And I also think that would be great. So if you've never shared any of my videos and you like the video, please share it. I would be ever so grateful. The other thing I want to mention is that I've got a new Twitter account. So you may have wondered why I've disappeared. I've closed down by the way, the reading is over. You can turn off now. This is just about Twitter. So this is something else entirely. I've started a new Twitter account called Talk to Gregory. And please subscribe to that. The old one was Gregory Scott 444. I don't use that anymore, and the reason I don't use it is because I keep reading stories in the newspaper about people whose tweets from like 10 years ago show up, and they have problems because they said stupid things 10 years ago. Now, I never said like anything racist or misogynistic or hateful or anything, but I started Gregory Scott, that Twitter account, in 2009. It wasn't even called Gregory Scott 444, it was called something else. But that was before I got into recovery, and that was before I got into spirituality, 2009. I got into spirituality and all of those things in 2010. So I didn't go to the back of my tweets, my first tweets, but they're probably really stupid, like I like gin or whatever it was. That's what I was doing at the time, drinking gin and really just being a miserable, unspiritual person who worked in a situation he wasn't happy in. So that's the reason I've changed the Twitter account. Even if people look back at it, I really don't think there's anything untoward there. I just think it's silly. And I wanted a fresh start with Twitter. that reflects who I am and not who I was in 2009, which is a whole different lifetime. I feel like I've lived 2 lifetimes in one. And before I got into recovery was a life. And now this life I much prefer. So there we go. Talk to Gregory. It's at Talk to Gregory. So please hit the follow button on Twitter. Have a wonderful day and I'll speak to you tomorrow.